principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the red trim, he weighed in at 161 3/4 pounds. This gentleman hails from Gary, Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Don Lee. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at an even 163 pounds. This young man hails all the way from Leicester, England. Boxing fans, here is Tony Sibson.
Don Lee with the decisive height advantage over Tony Sibson. Although Sibson had no problems with a similar situation against John Collins. But Don Lee goes 6'2" and Sibson at 5'7.5". Lee also with a 7-inch reach advantage.
Wait until the fighter gets up by himself. Stand up, walk into his corner, and then you can assist him. Any questions? Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Referee Tony Perez. Tony Sibson, who says he's now intent on getting his punches off quicker than in the past. And it paid off in the knockout of Collins in October. He felt after the loss to Hagler, thought he wasn't sparring enough, wasn't getting off the punches properly. And Don Lee, a guy who gives you different looks, which has not pleased his trainer, Dave Jacobs. Does not like the fact that he switches between the southpaw and conventional style. He feels he's more effective as a southpaw. That's where his future lies.
He better straighten all that out before he gets into heavy fighting. Right now, he's got one of the top 5 middleweights in the world, no matter whose rankings you look at, in Tony Sibson. Right off the bat, you can see he is not covered by a fine mist of sweat. He means that Don Lee has not warmed up properly in the dressing room. Tony is nice and red, meaning he has warmed up in the dressing room.
And Sibson looking to get those punches off quickly. Just the start of things, scheduled for 10. Marv Albert with the fight doctor, Bernie Pacheco, and we're live from Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Sibson going right to the head, abandoning what he said before. He wanted to go down to the body and cut him down to size. Remember, we've got a fantastic height difference here. It's evident if you look at both fighters. Sibbo in red, much the smaller man, but very thick and well built. Good combination by Lee, who can bang. Lee is very tall, has the reach of a heavyweight and the height of a basketball player. Good counter-punching by Don Lee just then.
And we're midway through this opening round. Don Lee, 19-1-1, all 19 by knockout. Took the left hand from Sibson. And again, the left hand of Sibson. That is most effective punch.
Tony fighting with a great deal more authority than Don Lee, who is sort of fighting a punch and move fight right now. Sibson definitely on a mission to destruct here. He has not come out low and punching to the body as he said he would, but he's going right to the head. Has landed one good hook that seemed to catch Don Lee's attention.
And Sibson having no trouble getting in with the left hand to the head of Lee and able to use the bull-like physique on the rangy Lee. Oh, Don Lee put down by Tony Sibson. Final seconds, round 1.
8, 9.
All right, Lee put down at the end of the round and surprised by Sibson.
Apparently he didn't even feel it. He just went down reflexively, looked clear, stood up, clear-eyed, It was a flash knockdown. Let's see it on replay. It was such a quick punch that I missed it.
All right, there it is. He got the left hand in, as he has been doing throughout the round, and the bell does not save the fighter except in the final round. We'll go on to round 2 in a moment. Back in Atlantic City, let's see how Don Lee reacts after being put down, sent to the canvas by Tony Sibson in the final seconds of round 1. Back in October, Sibson put John Collins down twice. Here's Lee going southpaw now. Turned around.
Yeah, that's his survival mechanism. He certainly wasn't going anywhere the way he was going.
Sibson, on the other hand, a natural left-hander. He's turned around to an orthodox stance and looks to connect with that big left hook. And we saw the left hand get it repeatedly on Lee in the opening round.
It's funny how the techniques have flip-flopped in that we were looking for a nice jabbing and moving fight from Lee to occasionally stand and punch. We're looking for Sibson to get down to the body. Yet Sibson has repeatedly out-jabbed him, out-maneuvered him, caused him to fight a retreating fight, and in the final analysis caught him with a nice crisp left hook, which dropped him.
Good left hand by Lee. And a minute gone by in the second round.
Lee, with his athletic ability, should be moving a lot more and should be jabbing to move away and to get Sibson a little tired chasing. Instead, he has remained relatively immobile in front of him, and that caused him to get punched cleanly. Lee doing much better all of a sudden when he's jabbing. Good, solid right hands. Good, solid right hand by Lee, just barely missing Sibson, however.
And as we mentioned earlier, trainer Dave Jacobs, one-time trainer for Sugar Ray Leonard, prefers that Lee goes southpaw style. He feels he is more effective. And he has managed to get back into it here in the second round after turning around.
Lee looking for that power that he's got to come through for him and stun Sibbo, so at least he won't be on him like a tiger right now.
Good combination by Lee. And the counter by Sibson with the left hand.
Sibson's face getting red from that repeated pecking by the right jab. No question about it. Looks like you're sitting facing a loaded cannon when he throws that left hook, when Sibbo throws that left hook.
Come on, Don, let's go.
Roll. Coming up on 10 seconds left in the second round. Tony Sibson, one-time European middleweight champion, looking to get back on track for another title shot. And that concludes round 2. Tony Sibson coming out for round 3. Going up against Don Lee, who was told in his corner to throw more combinations at Sibson. Work in 2s and 3s and then go with the hook.
That's what he wants him to do. The corner wants him to use the jab repeatedly, 2, 3, 4 times, then turn that left hand loose. And it worked for him in the second round. Tony slowed down. He was not able to get away the effective punches that he did in the first.
And Lee remaining in the southpaw stance, opened up conventional and was put down in round 1 late in the round.
It appears Sibson may want to dig into that body again. His corner's been told, go right to that body, take the jab away from him. That extremely long reach, he should be using to his advantage.
Minute gone by, round 3. Scheduled for 10. Sibson is having much more difficulty reaching Lee from the second round on.
Don is beginning to settle down into his kind of fight. As I say, it still looks like you're looking down the barrel a loaded cannon because Sybil has that kind of power to put you out, as you just saw.
Nice uppercut by Tony Sibson.
Mickey Duff hollering, head down. Mickey's very worried of the punching power of Don Lee, but so far that has not manifested itself in this fight.
Oh, and Sibson put down by Lee. Tony Sibson hit by the combination. And suddenly this bout turns around. Here's Lee coming on against Sibson. Under a minute left to the third round.
That highly vaunted punching power manifested itself in a acute way.
Oh, Sibson again taking the left hand of Lee. A huge surprise. Don Lee, after being put down in round one, sending Sibson to the canvas twice here in the third round. And we have 30 seconds remaining. And Sibson in big trouble. There is no 3 knockdown rule in the state of New Jersey. Sibson just looking to last the round. Sibson is hurt, and he's throwing wild punches, just looking to keep away. He's put between the ropes, and Perez telling Lee to get to his corner. 5 seconds remaining in the round. The bell does not save the fighter. Perez just asked Sibson if he's all right, and this is stunner. Don Lee, the 23-year-old out of Gary, Indiana, kicking Tony Sibson 3 times in the round. We'll be right back.
Let's take a look at that knockdown, which was a flash and a surprise to us, to the audience, and mainly to Tony Sibson as he got nailed roundly. Coming in, there's a perfect shot. A left hand thrown with the full power of Don Lee. Now let's take a look at the second knockdown, if we have time.
Now the bell has sounded, so we're underway. Round 4. It's been a wild one. Tony Sibson sending Lee down in the first round. Lee knocking Sibson down 3 times in round 3. So apparently Don Lee did not freeze. That was the concern going into this fight against the more experienced Tony Sibson, the one-time European middleweight champion. Man who lost to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Man who knocked out Alan Minter, one-time world champ. 3rd round KO back in September of '81.
And lucky for Tony Sibson that the 3 knockdown rule, which is almost paramount in boxing, is not in effect in New Jersey, or else he would have lost this bout that last round when he went down 3 times. Now in the corner they have told Tony Sibson, Mickey Duff has said to him, and George Francis, settle down, go back to basics, act like it's round 1 all over again. But how much can Sibson consider that when he's been down 3 times? He must now respect the power of Don Lee, that one punch power that Lee has knocked 19 men out in 19 wins.
And Sibson back with the right hand, but walked into the left.
Oh, a butt by Don Lee on Sibson. Didn't catch him in the eye, caught him in the mouth, however.
Mickey Duff and George Francis in the corner of Tony Sibson. And they are very concerned.
As well they should be. Lee is outboxing him again. Lee has outboxed Tony Sibson from the first round on, 2nd, 3rd. And now Lee must not get careless and let that lead fly away, as Sibson is struggling manfully to regain control of this fight.
Apparently Sibson has cleared his head. He was in big trouble in the 3rd round. Lost his legs, but looks like he's recaptured his stride.
And Lee looks like he slowed down. Why? I don't know.
Now the left hook of Sibson, followed by the uppercut.
Tony trying to turn this around, going back to basics, punching very hard.
And showing that powerful left hook, and the crowd reacting. Tony Sibson with a turnaround round after going down 3 times in round 3.
Oh, and he just got caught. Sibson just got caught following Lee into the ropes. Both men landing smashing shots.
Final seconds, round 4. We'll be back right after these words. On to round 5. Don Lee out to meet up with Tony Sibson. And the corner of Sibson pleased with his turnaround in the 4th round. The scoring is on the round system here in the state of New Jersey. If the round is even, they go to the 5-point supplementary. And what does the fight doctor score tell us?
I've got it dead even in points and dead even in rounds, 2 and 2. And if I had to give you an overall feeling, it would be that it's dead even.
And Sibson walked into another left hand.
Big cut on Sibson. They butted heads. Big cut on his left eye, and it's in a dangerous place, right in the eyelid. Oh boy, now he is in trouble.
And we're only a minute in to this 5th round. Sibson went down 3 times in the 3rd. Lee went down once late in the 1st round, but with that cut opening up, it now becomes important for Sibson to get to serious work.
Don Lee switching back and forth. Right-hander, left-hander, right-hander, left-hander. With that height and with that jab, he should have no trouble staying away for the remainder of this round. But he doesn't show any inclination to stay away. He just comes right in.
Oh, good left hand by Lee. And again, Sibson is hurt.
What a chance he's taken. Lee has taken a chance to get hammered and counter.
Time remaining in the round.
Oh, that cut is ugly. That's a nasty cut. It's right in the eyelid between the eyebrow and the edge of the eye, and those are the kind that stop, that get fights stopped.
And it has encouraged Lee, who's had a very effective round. Under a minute left. Round 5.
Lee stays flat-footed. Why, I don't know, because he cannot get away from Sibbo if Sibbo moves while he's flat-footed. It would seem that he would be dancing and just flicking that punch. He must be confident that he can stop Sibson.
Sibson nearly going through the ropes.
Come on.
Sibson not apparently able to get on track this round, as Don Lee has had the better of it. Not only has he opened in a gigantic cut, but he has outboxed and outpunched Tony Sibson this round.
Sibson will need major repair work in the corner on that eye. Final seconds, 5th round. We'll be right back here in Atlantic City.
Frantic work by George Francis in the corner of Tony Sibson. Now you must remember, the British do not use anticoagulants. They just use adrenaline and pure Vaseline. While Francis is one of the best cut men in the Commonwealth, still, that's not hardly enough to keep it from bleeding. Tony Perez came over and said to the doctor, come in the next round and look at it. So he gave him the benefit of 1 round.
And this is round 6. A fight that has seen Don Lee in the white put down in the 1st round by Tony Sibson in the red. Sibson stunned, put down 3 times in the 3rd round. Don Lee, a 23-year-old out of Gary, Indiana, record of 19-1-1. All 19 by knockout. Began his professional career back in '81, opening with a 1st-round knockout. He has punching power, and as we mentioned earlier, he can also box, as Tony Sibson has discovered.
Don Lee making the mistake again of standing still in front of Tony Sibson, and when he does that, he is in big danger. The cut has not begun to bleed, but it is getting bigger.
Tony Sibson, 25 years old, from Leicester, England, lost in a title shot against Marvin Hagler, one-time European middleweight champ. We saw him knock out John Collins here on NBC last October in a 2nd-round explosion. And he's also a man who knocked out Alan Minter, one-time world middleweight champion. Decisively won by decision over Dwight Davison.
Well, these men are trading these rounds back and forth. This seems like Sibson has found the rhythm for this round, and seems like Lee can't make up his mind whether he wants to go righty or lefty. He keeps changing back and forth. Neither way seems to bother Sibson too much. He comes straight ahead and he gets hammered doing it.
Lee has done his best work as a southpaw. Good left hand by Sibson. He opened up conventional as a right-hander, and Sibson got the better of it decisively. Fighters try to give you different looks. Sometimes they only confuse themselves.
That's true, especially when they're getting hammered. Lee doesn't look like he's got that much in his punches this round. All of a sudden, he's gone into a decline. His punches are reaching. He is reaching with his body, and if he gets caught in a counter like that, he will be looking at Tony Perez counting over him.
Lee had trouble with the mouthpiece, and we come to the end of round 6. And we're getting set for round 7. In the corner of Tony Sibson, his manager, Mickey Duff, just said, "I'm afraid these blankety-blanks will stop the fight when they look at your eye if it gets worse." So he said, please go out and do it now, this round.
He said, tuck it in and go get it. Which means they have sent Sibson out to knock out Don Lee, a task which is thus far eluded.
Tony Sibson knocking Lee down late in the first round, and then Sibson put down 3 times in round 3.
Well, all credit to this youngster, Don Lee, thus far. We've passed the midway point, and it's still even. He has not been intimidated at all by Tony Sibson. We're 26 to 26 in points and 3 rounds to 3 rounds in the score. Of course, it's unofficial.
Scoring on the round system, and if the round is even, they go to the 5 points. And it's handled by the 3 judges here at ringside: Harold Letterman, Charlie Spieler, Lawrence Wallace. Referee Tony Perez does not have a vote.
Sibson not able to get the timing that he needs to connect solidly.
Sibson did not have an easy time in his last bout, as you mentioned, against Manuel Jimenez. Came up with an 8th round knockout back in November. Feeling was he took Jimenez lightly. And Mickey Duff and George Francis said that would not happen today against Don Lee, who's considered one of the bright young middleweight prospects in the country.
Now there is a mistake that Don Lee could have paid a price for. He went toe-to-toe and punch for punch, hard punch for hard punch with Tony Sibson. There's no end of heart to Don Lee. He's ready to play it out with his top-ranked middleweight.
Good exchange, series of exchanges in the 7th round. Under a minute left in the round.
If I were Don Lee and I could see that cut opening up more and more, I certainly wouldn't be too anxious to go toe-to-toe with Tony Sibson in the 7th round. But he's doing good. He's holding his own.
Oh, a left hook of Sibson. Lee able to weather it.
Well, Lee weathered it. He has weathered several of those crunching type of left hooks which put him down in the first round.
Good action round. We'll be back in a moment. And we welcome you back to Atlantic City, New Jersey with the fight doctor, Bernie Pacheco. I'm Marv Albert. Round 8, it's been a dandy. Tony Sibson in the red, Don Lee in the white.
Don Lee on the cusp of one of the major upsets of the young year if he can keep it up. Right now they're even. But remember, Don Lee has got to survive the last 3 rounds, and Tony Sibson has got to hope that cut doesn't open right now. All congratulations, however premature, to the corner. George Francis has taken marvelous care of the cut, so the doctor did not even come into the corner to look at it.
He's going on his toes for the first time. And he's back southpaw style.
One wonders what he's been waiting for. As Mickey Duff and George Francis trying to root Tony Sibson in. Combination by Don Lee, which landed, but there were pity-pat punches. No steam to them at all.
And we have another good one upcoming next Sunday on NBC Sports World. That was a trip.
No, that was a punch right as he was coming in.
Well, apparently, yes. Tony Perez said clean punch.
Just as he was coming in, he got hit. And it's more of a push down than a hurt down. It was more of a perfect timing punch. He was coming in, off balance.
All right, so that is considered a knockdown, although they did get their legs hooked. Next Sunday here on Sports World, it's the WBA Junior Welterweight Championship. #1 ranked Johnny Bump City Bumpus and #2 ranked Lorenzo Garcia. They are looking to capture Aaron Pryor's vacated title.
Big trouble for Don Lee all of a sudden. Sibbo smelling blood.
And Lee right back with a solid blow. Don Lee right back. Just under a minute remaining in the round.
He's in bad trouble. Bad trouble. That's it.
A major upset.
That is a major upset. Sibson in bad trouble. Cannot continue. Tony Perez stops the bout.
Don Lee, the 23-year-old from Gary, Indiana, stopping Tony Sibson in round 8. And look at the excitement in the ring. This bout that saw a total of 6 knockdowns. Lee was put down in round 1 late in the round. Sibson went down 3 times in round 3. We had that flash knockdown moments ago in round 8. And then just as Sibson looked to be coming on, Lee able to put Sibson down right here. Solid blow. I will get a look at it from another angle as this concluded matters. First Sibson with the left, and there's the left hook by Don Lee. And Sibson to the canvas, and that was it. Don Lee in a stunner, pushing his record to 21-1, all 20 by knockout, and he has stopped Tony Sibson, the one-time European middleweight champion. We'll be back to talk with both in a moment. Well, they're clearing the ring at this moment as Don Lee has come up with a surprise. He has stopped Tony Sibson in round 8. For the official announcement, let's go to Ed Darien.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Tony Perez stops this bout at 2 minutes and 13 seconds of the 8th round, and a winner by a TKO, Dangerous Don Lee.
The rangy middleweight from Gary, Indiana. Don Lee now applauding the effort of Tony Sibson. So Don Lee, who had a sparkling amateur career, was the National Golden Gloves champion at 165 pounds back at 81, has continued the success in the pros, and coming up with an enormous upset by stopping Tony Sibson in round 8. Let's go to the fight doctor in the ring.
That's got to be the upset of the new year. I know it's only a few weeks old, but that's got to be one of the ones that's going to be a stunner for the rest of the year. Let me ask you, what went through your mind when you went down in that first round?
Well, okay, I'm gonna comment on that, but first, Doc, I gotta commend God for the strength, for helping me to achieve that task there.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, okay, that wasn't the most exciting, okay, event that happened in my life. It was first when I accepted Christianity, and I say this is the second.
Well, that's pretty close to Christianity. Let's
All right.
get back to boxing.
Okay.
What were you thinking about when he knocked you down in that first round? You think, oh boy, it's going to be over fast?
No, okay, I knew from then he was flat-footed. He was a flat-footer. I thought he was going to come out as flat-footer, but he moved a little more than I thought he did. And he caught me just as I was coming in. He caught me and turned it over and knocked me down, bam.
When you knocked him down 3 times, did you think he was going to get up that 3rd time?
Okay, I wanted him to get up. There's a thing where I didn't get.
You got to train this guy better. No, they're supposed to stay down. You don't understand that.
No, I wanted to get up for the fact that when I knocked him down, it was more like of a surprise to me because my feet wasn't properly set, and the power just came, you know.
Well, you've got the power. You proved it in 19 fights, and now you certainly proved it today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And now it's back to Marv Albert, another power puncher at ringside.
All right, thank you, Ferdy. The official time, 2:13 of round 8. Don Lee with the stunner, taking down Tony Sibson, a bout that saw 6 knockdowns in all. Lee was sent to the canvas late in the first round, and then Lee turning the fight around in that 3rd round when Sibson went down 3 times. There was a flash knockdown, and then the knockdown that concluded matters. Tony Sibson put away, and Tony Sibson is alongside Ferdy. Let's get back to the ring.
Tony, that's got to be one of the shockers of your career.
Sure is, dangerous Don Lee.
Dangerous Don Lee really proved dangerous. When you had him in that first round, did you think you were going to be able to finish him?
Not really straight away, because I know I wasn't getting to him like as easy as that, and but I kept cool. I felt confident, and he was dangerous,
George Francis, you did a commendable job on what is actually a very nasty cut. Did you think that was going to be a factor in this fight?
Well, yeah, because it was his leading eye, and it was blinding him a little bit. I'd done my best for it, but he leads off on that eye with that face that side, so...
Well, it never bled for the rest of the fight, so you must have done a commendable job on the thing. Now, at the end, you had him down, and then he came back and caught you with a flash knockdown. Did you think you could go on, or did you think the fight was properly stopped?
Well, myself, I think it was a bit premature, because I was up and I was looking and I was cursing myself. I knew where everything was. I was cursing myself. I read all the fingers on Mickey's hand. I was all there. I just feel sick now because I just got caught going in after I'd caught him, sort of thing. It just caught me cold.
Well, we all have those days, and this was certainly one for you, Tony.
I remember it.
Back to Marv at ringside.
I'll bring you